Hi Sam, good evening.
Good evening, Jivan. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, same here. Nice to meet you, Sam. And we're gonna discuss, series of questions, set of questions. I have many questions for you, and we'll talk about your personal life. We'll talk about your biggest fear, failure, success. We'll talk about your Chinese culture. We'll talk about food. I will talk about meditation. We'll talk about sex. What is sex means for you? Maybe we'll talk about pornography. We'll talk about technology. We'll talk about Chinese people, what they think about India. We'll talk
Mm.
about languages, English languages, and some language which you have
Oh,
China. Yeah, and we're gonna talk about so many things here. We're gonna explore so many topic here. So
yeah.
firstly, I would like to start with your intro.
Okay. I like to introduce myself to you. My name is Huai Zhang, and it is my Chinese name, and I have an English name which is called Sam. So I'd like to people to call me Sam. It's very simple and friendly. I'm studying plants, especially for breeding and for foundation science of plants in
Mhm.
a plant research institution here in Beijing. I'm from China and I'm from Beijing. So basically, I'm doing research. So this is my job. I'm currently as a biologist.
Oh, great. Okay, so I just want you please teach me at least one and two greeting words from Chinese language. At least just tell me how to say hello and at least say I'm fine. Just tell me at least two sentence in
Yeah.
Chinese language.
For hello in Chinese, we say 你好, and for I'm fine, and this kind of greetings we say 我很好.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I got first one. Ni hao. Yeah,
你好, yeah,
ni hao.
你好,
And what is the second one?
我很好. I'm
Oh,
fine.
it's too difficult for me. Okay,
Um,
move ahead. So I have next question for you, Sam. So everybody, everyone has some failure, success, and everybody has some experience. So my next question is, what is the biggest failure of your life?
well, I
And
think
what?
um,
And second question is, what did you learn from that failure?
yeah, I think this question is very big. I
Yeah.
don't think I have biggest failure.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes I don't have a try, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't get success. It's not about failure. Sometimes I think for example exams and those tests, I think I get better progress,
Yeah.
better results.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a poor results. It's not about failure. It just give me experience and
Mm-hmm.
give me some clues
Yeah.
and teach me how to make improvements. So
Yeah.
I think in my life I learned a lot of experience and lessons from those activities, but I don't think and don't consider them as failures. In my time, I have no idea about failure. I just have an idea of hard working and
Exactly.
don't struggle. Don't insist on your job. If you
Yeah.
insist on your work, you will finally succeed without failure. Yeah.
Uh, Great. Yeah. We had one scientist here in India, and he's a quite famous. And some years ago, he just died. His name was Abdul Kalam. So once he said, if somebody said that you got fail, so fail is not means you fail. Fail is something like a first attempt in learning. FAIL, first attempt in learning. So
Mm.
take it in positive way. It's not like you got fail. It was at least you made an attempt to learn something.
Yes, yes, I
Yeah.
agree with you. Yeah.
Okay. Next question. So do you have any regret in your life? You think you could have done something but you didn't do that. Do you have any regret?
Well, I don't think I have regrets because everything, every time, if I try to, if I have a beginning, I
Mhm.
always try to insist this matter, and finally I get a result. No matter the result is positive or negative, it doesn't mean that I will regret
Yeah,
action. So I tried every means to improve or make a solution to some situation. And
exactly.
I don't think I regret the thing I have done in the past.
Many guys they have some regret. Like when I ask this question to many guys, they say, Jivan, when I was very young, there was a girl, and maybe she was liking me, but just because of fear and embarrassment, I didn't propose her. So they have that regret.
This is definitely sometimes true, but sometimes because it's not about a regret, but just because you didn't have a beginning, so it doesn't mean you regret. Maybe if you try or just uh, uh, to improve it,
Yeah.
you may have another thing. Yeah.
Okay. So let's move next question. I know I'm very actually I'm very big fan of food. Even last pandemic I have learned each and every Indian of food, how to cook, just from YouTube and all these things. So my next question is about food. What do you think? Which dish does everyone should try? Especially, I'm talking about Chinese food.
Well, it's hard to say because we have a lot of recipes, we have a lot of dishes, different tests from different locations. But if you like to say, as people from southern or people from the northern part of China, they
Yeah,
have very opposite side of test.
yeah.
Uh, but for the single Chinese, I think it is difficult to give an answer about their favorite dishes.
Okay,
Most people they just try their best.
okay. If I will ask this question in different way, just list down at least three.
Hmm.
Three or four. You think every foreigner should, try that?
Um, well, maybe I think it depends on where you start. For
Don't.
example, you if you are in Beijing, maybe
Yeah,
maybe if your friends or your customs will recommend roasted duck for you because
yeah,
it's famous in Beijing and because of the brand names.
yeah,
But if you want to southwest of China, um, they may recommend some Sichuan foods, which
yeah.
is famous for its spicy and hot pot like chun
Mhm.
huoguo and this kind of dishes.
Yeah.
Um, there are different dishes in different locations. If you visit different positions, you will get different recommendations.
Okay. Great. Okay. One. It's a very very trending question among Indians.
Hmm.
Maybe about other countries also. In India, mostly, I think 60 to 70% people are vegetarian. Yeah. So question is how life is easy for a vegetarian in China, like the guy who don't eat vegetarian food. So do you think, like, suppose I wanna come China, I wanna pursue my higher education there, and suppose I'll be there in some hostel, university hostel there, and maybe so how it will be easy for me there?
I think it is easy because we have a lot of food varieties, and also we have different minorities.
Mm-hmm.
Some minorities they prefer Chinese food, like Muslim food,
Yeah,
and other people from China they prefer their local dishes. So if you prefer vegetarian, it's your choice. It's okay if you go to canteen or restaurant, you just order some dishes without some items you don't wish. So it's easy for people to have a vegetarian life in China. No matter where you go, you will order these dishes with your customer desire. You can
okay.
desire any kind of food you like. So even a lot of students from overseas, they are Muslims. They prefer Chinese food. They can also have their varieties in China.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have
actually,
restaurants.
yeah, great. Actually, why I'm asking this question, just I was reading one article, and even I was having one conversation there, and one guy, he was from South Korea,
Mm.
and I was reading in that article. I found there in South Korea, if you go there and you say, I want a vegetarian food, so South Korean people, they don't even aware, they don't even know what is a vegetarian food. They don't have any idea about vegetarian food because they always eat non-vegetarian food. Okay, that's
Yeah.
why I ask this question. Yeah, okay. Let's move next question. I have for you. So especially in Asian region, in India, in China, in our Asian region, northeast countries, meditation, spirituality, it's very famous. China has, I think, different tradition of meditation. Something like very, I know China has very enriched history of meditation and all these things. So do you do a meditation?
No, sometimes if I feel bored or I feel tired, I try to relax myself and calm myself at a peaceful environment. Sometimes I prefer to have good sleeping. That is
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Even good sleep for like a very long and good sleep and deep sleep is a kind of meditation.
Yeah, I think it's good sleeping is very important for health. Uh, but there are some people they choose meditation to adjust their moods, their emotional ideas, and they prefer take medication in some special environment, like
Yeah,
um, and, and their homes or sometimes outside. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
The one question I have, you know, question is about breathing control. Do you know any exercise, any breathing control exercise? How to control your breathe? I don't.
No, I don't know about the exercise
Okay,
control breath. I know that
I can
they
teach you.
they
I can
are
show you.
some there are
I can
some
show you. I
just
can show you. You don't need to do like this. Just you have to stop, close one nostril, and just you need to, inhale from one left nostril like this. then you can hold that breath for a second, and then again you can close left one, and then you can inhale from right one. I have been doing this. I have been doing this from 2 or 3 years, and it's a very it's I'm not saying because of I have read somewhere, and
Mm.
because of I did in a book and something like that. Because I have personally I did that. I have been doing this, and it's a really very great tool to be relaxed in just 5 and 10 minutes.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
people they from um, like temps like to sit and brace and do meditation. Yeah, but these are just for monks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. It's a favorite topic for India, young guys.
Mm.
The guys who are between 80s, 80s, 90s, 20s, 80, between 18 and 30. It's a very most favorite question. We're gonna talk about sex.
Mm. Okay.
Sex. So what means, what does means for you? What sex means for you?
I think sex is a kind of action, and it is a movement between the couples, especially for adults. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not for children. It's not for junior students. It's definitely for adults. A kind of movement activity for their life.
yeah.
Uh, so this is my view about sex.
Oh wow! You just finished in 10 seconds.
You can speak more about this topic
Okay.
because they are very different kind of this types like because the prostitute, the illegal sex, a different type of this kind of business actions. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. For me, Sam, what I think, sex is the, you can say, I don't know, I don't want to go in that part, in scientific part, but I think sex is a great energy of our body. If you know how to use this sexual energy in your growth to get success, it can really help you, you know. And just because of sex, just think, we are product.
Mm.
Someday our father, our grandfather, they had sex, and we are product of that sex. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's so
many
reproductive.
times many times when we talk about sex, so people take this very wrong way. They think, oh, it's a very bad word, sex, what guys are talking about.
Mm.
But I think we should talk about this, and I'm talking about sex, education in that way. We should know about this. How can we utilize this? How can we manage this? Especially age of 2022, where we have peak level of hormones. We don't know how to manage this. And many guys, they get diverted in different direction. They start watching porn video and they get addicted. So
Yes,
we
very important
so
because if you look at the sex in a positive way and a right way, actually the society will load down the criminals. A lot of
exactly.
rapes, a lot of discriminations, and a lot of uh, incidents happened are related to sex.
Yeah,
So it's really important to have a character, a positive attitudes towards sex, and also very important to towards sex education. It's another thing. It's not only about sex; it's about the education and how people recognize this kind of action. Because we are human beings. Human beings need sex to produce the next generations. and to produce the future human being. So
Yeah.
it's really important to know from a positive way, in a scientific way. We face a lot of challenges when we talk about sex because of the limitations, especially our understanding of different cultural background, and also we have barriers about
Yeah.
the adults and the juniors, and also the family and the children. So this kind of environment sometimes give give us a lot of limitations,
Yeah.
restrictions. So people are afraid to discuss sex openly
Yeah.
because they feel embarrassment if they publicly talk about this kind of activities.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it is very important to use science uh, and vacations
Yeah.
to give the public a correct image of sex and
Yeah.
sex education.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. So you think it's very important to keep away to especially young guy who are like 16, 17s. It's a very important for them to tell them what is sex and
Yeah,
how to divert this energy in positive direction to get
yeah,
success, to have a great life. Yeah.
yeah. It's really important. When I was a junior or in high school, at
Yeah.
that time we also don't have sex education, but because we have fierce competition for going to universities, we are praised a lot of work, homework,
Yeah.
classes, and our life, in our life. So
Yeah.
we transferred the young energetic into those books. And that time, we have little outside media like mobile phone, internet,
Yeah.
because at that time, 20 years ago, it is
Mm-hmm.
so a difficult time to watch those videos online because, especially in rural areas of China, we don't access the internet at that time. It is very limited.
Yeah.
So we have the computer uh, in our high school, but we just access them from computer class.
Yeah.
If we don't access them after school because there are only few or very few the internet bar
Yeah.
cafeteria on the street, and it is limited, and a
Yeah.
lot of teachers ask students ask us to work very hard to get a high school. Definitely, some guys who are more endowed, who are more prone to this kind of information,
Mm.
they have uh, bad scores on their test. Definitely, they lose opportunities to enter into universities.
Yeah.
Maybe this kind of activity sometimes change your life path, because
Yeah.
of your understanding or becomes your kind of impulse. Yeah, I hope we, especially in the 21st century, with the technology, with the information, we can give more scientific education about sex for young generations today.
Yeah. So we should use, like, suppose if your body and your uh, you know asking for sex, it's okay to have girlfriend, it's okay to have sex, but you are not in a reality, you are just you are watching a screen. You are just think that sex is all about watching a screen, watching video, and just you are identify sex with that video. It's a bad thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes we can't escape those screens. A lot of advertise or some tips they screen from your screen, and you have an impulse to click out those
Yeah.
links. So it's very common for today's world. What is important for you is just to control yourself and try to avoid. But I don't say that you can't click this kind of website. I
Yeah.
know I'm just trying to say that you should control your behavior and manage them. Sometimes you can't restrict yourself for some kind of advertise or
Yeah.
website, but you do need to understand your behavior, your
Ex-
consequence. That
yeah.
is very important for you. You need
Yeah.
your awareness about this kind of consequence because you know what is right and what is wrong. If you break the law, definitely you will go to prison.
But Sam, who will decide what is the law? Everybody has their own opinion about says. Somebody says, what is the problem with watching porn video? What is the problem with pornography? So there, I must say, there is no problem if you think it's helping you to get success. It's helping you to get right things. It's okay. Go ahead. But
Yeah,
I think in most of the case, I'm not saying I'm not making it generalize. I'm not saying it's a bad, but most of the case, it's not work for many guys.
yeah. So you have a basic line that first you don't disturb other guys. Don't advocate this kind of thing to all people. It's
Yeah,
not about a business. It's not about
exactly.
a very moral action to advocate such, especially for porn. It's not for about education. There's difference between home videos and educational programs. Definitely,
Exactly.
they have very distinct action. During postgraduate school, our roommates download some videos from BBC channels
Yeah,
about sex education. They did it professionally, very professionally. They used scientific knowledge. They use the demonstrations to talk about the knowledge behind the sex and the reproductive way.
yeah,
So it's very important to know that what's the difference between this kind of videos. And if you privately look at the porn videos without disturbing others, your neighbors, it's okay. It's your right. Yeah.
okay, great. Okay, next question. We're gonna talk about technology.
Hmm.
So where do you see technology in maybe next 10 year and 20 year? Where do you see this world after 10 year, after 20 year?
Well, I think the what is becoming better. This is the general prospect
Yeah,
because I hope the world is becoming more open and more peaceful for the global world.
yeah,
Because I think even today there are a few conflicts happened between countries, between regions.
yeah,
I hope that tomorrow's world is becoming more tolerant, more open, because the globalization, because of the global technology.
yeah,
You know, I think in the future, especially with influence of advanced technology,
Yeah.
people are becoming more open, become more respect about different cultures,
Yeah.
and the cultures also become more diversity because of the accessible technologies
Yeah.
like cell phones, like video, telegram, and a lot of communication apps, and
Yeah.
the world is becoming more uh, open. And secondly, I think the world, because of technology, people can live longer. People today are trying to prolong humans' life
Yeah.
period because we use a lot of technologies to dig out the secrets of age. We
Mhm.
hope that we can find answers to
Yeah.
delay uh, aging. So we try our best way to fight against with cancer, different kind of cancers, to hope and to delay our longevity. So in future, I think people will live more longer than now. And
Yeah.
I think in the future there will be uh, there will be other planets that people can move from. For example, in this time, a lot of technology companies like SpaceX
Yeah.
uh, and Blue Origin, they tried their business in space exploring. So the human beings are not only living in the Earth, but also trying their best to move on other planets because with increasing of population, we have to face this problem because of limited resources
Yeah.
today
Exactly.
on the Earth. So in the future, there will be more advanced technologies, more advanced spacecraft, space shuttles for human beings to travel between different planets. And I think it will be next 20 or 30 years, it will become reality. With the
Exactly.
current speed, I think,
Yeah.
we have great confidence on this technology. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. Next question about uh, the Great Wall of China. Those
Mm.
like we have here Taj Mahal. Whenever you visit India, please let me know. I'll take you to Taj Mahal. So okay, here my question is: suppose I wanna explore Taj Mahal. So firstly, let me know what is the best place in China from where I can explore that Great Wall of China.
Okay, if you want to visit Great Wall of China, I think you come, you should come to Beijing.
Busy.
Yeah, Beijing. Beijing has saved the most intellected part of Great Wall of
Yeah,
the war because Beijing is the capital of China and a lot of emperors have lived in Beijing
busy.
from many generations. They built Great Wall of China. So if you come to Beijing, you will have a whole look of Great Wall.
Uh,
So
do, do you have idea of distance from Beijing to the Great Wall of China?
mm,
I'm not asking exact, just round figure.
yeah, it's near. From here. It's about 55 kilo meters
Great.
to the Great Wall of China. It's in near, but
Wow.
it's very crowded if you come and festivals. You know,
Yeah.
if you go to the Great Wall at weekends, it will be okay. If you go to Great Wall in weekdays, it is really good because they will less customs there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about languages.
Mm.
Languages, I just want to know how many languages are there in China, and
Uh,
what is the best language? What is the most spoken language in China?
okay. I searched the question before and I checked the answer.
Yeah.
They are about 129 languages in China.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a huge number. I don't really understand the answer is that
You
because
know,
they,
before
they
before that, I was thinking that India is the only one country who has so many languages, but I'm wrong.
yeah, China has many languages, but most of them are minority languages. The most popular language in China is Han Chinese. We say Mandarin Chinese.
Mandarin Chinese, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people can speak and can understand. So
Mandarin, yeah.
yeah, about 75% of Chinese they can speak Chinese Mandarin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
so this is the official language of Chinese.
Oh, so what about other languages? Can you tell me two or three other languages which you speak there?
For example, in Xinjiang and in Tibetan and in Inner Mongolia, these
Yeah.
people speak their languages.
Okay.
Yeah, they also speak Chinese
Hmm.
Mandarin. They have the bilingual because they can speak two or three languages.
Yeah.
Yeah, because their cultures are very related to the Han Chinese, so they can speak two languages. In Tibetan, you can see that they write their languages in stones or in books, and they are translations about Chinese and other languages with their native language.
Yeah.
So in other China, for example, in Xinjiang, you can also hear and their language. But generally, a lot of Han Chinese don't understand their language. But when they speak Mandarin Chinese,
Yeah.
a lot of people can understand.
Yeah. So like here in India, uh, we have also very many languages there. I don't know exact number, but
Yeah.
my mother tongue is Bhojpuri. Bhojpuri is my mother tongue,
Mm.
and but most part of India we speak Hindi, but
Yeah.
not every part of India. If you go in a southern region,
Mm.
you'll find Malayalam, its own language, Tamil, you
Mm.
know, you'll find Kannada. So
Mm.
many languages in a southern region, like Marathi,
Mm.
Odia. All these are languages. Yeah. So there are so many languages there. But here especially in northern region, north part of India, people speak Hindi.
Yeah, but do these languages just used in spoken language or they have written language? Because sometimes they're different.
Exactly. Like I'm talking about Hindi, Bhojpuri, Malayalam, Kannada, Tamil, Marathi, Odia, all these languages, they have their own newspaper, they have their own news channels, they have their own film industry.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's because sometimes in some regions they have dialects, not about their languages. They inherited some of the oral language from generations, but they don't have written language, written style.
yeah. So I can tell you one thing. You asked very great question. Bhojpuri. I'm talking about my mother tongue.
Mm,
I never, have seen any book or any written things in my Bhojpuri uh,
mm,
tongue. Yeah, yeah, you are right. You are right.
yeah.
We have a film industry in my mother tongue, but I never have seen any article or newspaper in Bhojpuri language.
Yes, this is very dangerous for the loss of this kind of language. With,
Yeah,
if you can write this language and use books and newspapers, it is convenient uh, to pass from generations to generations. Yeah, it
yeah.
also can pass from internet. People can understand. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, let's talk about most famous language, global language, about English. Okay,
Mm.
so your take? What your take on this language? What do you think about this language? Why should we learn, and why people are crazy to learn this language? And many guys even in India. I don't know about other country, but in India, if you speak English, if somebody can speak English, they consider themselves as a smart guy. And really, I'm not saying they are wrong. I'm not saying everybody does that, but some guy, they have a sense of pride, when they speak English. So what do you think about this language? Why should we learn this language? And please tell me some of your steps. The guy who wanna learn English, and how you had learned English.
Okay. I think English is becoming an international language
Yeah,
from the last century, maybe because of the war and because of the conflicts between countries. And in China, we also have English lessons for students, and
yeah,
the students from primary school now they began to study English. And in my age, 20 years ago, we only study English from junior high school and
wow,
high school. But nowadays, children from of 6 or from 10 years old began
yeah,
to access English, to watch and to learn English, maybe sometimes privately or sometimes for primary school students, they can learn English. Yeah. English is important to communicate with people and to understand the different regions of the world
but
because
Sam, one question, I have. Chinese government, and it's a very concern about their their security, and I want to talk about internet. I want to talk about language. Like you are saying that, when you were in high school, so that time, you didn't have this privilege to learn English from your school. But nowadays, student in your country, they have this opportunity to learn this language from their childhood.
mm,
So is now Chinese government is comfortable with this language? They are allowing this language in schools.
yeah, it's definitely because with China becoming more open
Yeah,
and more popular and attracting a lot of foreign investment. So
Exactly.
English is very popular because if you understand English, you definitely grasp a tool to open your business, extend your business. And for school students, if they speak oral English fluently, they will definitely go to another job opportunity.
Yeah.
So and for the securities, I don't think foreign language like English can invade Chinese local language because even in China, a lot of students they learn about English, but they consider English just as exam score, or sometimes consider them as a tool. Some guys they prefer learning English because they need that score. You know, they have to get the examination because
Yeah.
they say the English examination.
Yeah.
This is why they study English. Only a few people they consider English as important tools. So, but for higher education, I think English is becomes a very important lesson because if you go to research, go to foreign countries, it
Yeah.
is a very necessary tool for you to learn it. Maybe a lot of college students they don't understand the trend, but actually after their graduation, they will realize how important English is. So sometimes they lose opportunities when they are at college.
Yeah. And just imagine, just because of English, we are talking to each other now. Okay. Next question, Sam. It's about perception. So, in general, what do Chinese people
Hmm.
have perception about Indians?
Okay.
What they
This
what they think in general?
Yeah, they are both positive influence and negative influence. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what is your perspective? Do you
I just, I just, I
like?
just, I just want to listen you. What you feel, what you feel there, what people talk about India.
Yeah, when Chinese people talk about India, I think they have an impression about India's smart people because I think they consider India guys are smart, and also they consider India's innovation and creation because
Yeah.
of the technology, the medicine, and also, a lot of people think that India guys have good command of mathematics and
Mm-hmm.
especially IT technologies. Uh,
IT.
yeah, a lot of famous entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley are from Indians, so they consider English guys are good at technologies, ITs, and management. Also, people when they watch Bollywood,
Yeah.
they consider those
Chammak Challo.
yeah,
It's a song.
a lot of sounds in
Yeah.
the movies.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are a lot of songs in Indian movies. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know very well, some movies of Amir Khan really do great business in China. Even, if you compare to what that movie did in India, that movie did better, much better in China.
Hmm. Yeah. Also, people have a common sense about India food like curry, and also
Curry,
they respect cattle. Yeah, they consider cattle as their gods.
mother. We
Yeah,
say mother.
mother. Okay,
Yeah,
so this is a very positive sides of the people considered Indians. But for negative sides, I think because of the media and the vacation or the culture, first is about the poverty, and a lot of Indian farmers are still in poor conditions, the
Yeah.
poor living conditions, and the very poor environment.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's true. That's true.
yeah,
That's fact. That's not a fake news. That's true because I know, huge mass of people, especially the farmer, they are in very, bad conditions.
yeah,
They don't have a great resource of income. So
yeah.
yeah, it's a true.
Another thing is about the women and children. They consider their rights are not guaranteed by your government, especially for women and children. A lot of slums, they treat children as beggars, sometimes of the criminals happen there regularly about
Hmm.
the women's rights. For example, the rapes uh, and the rallies against the rapes,
Yeah.
it's a uh, very important step about against this kind of criminals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do agree. We had some incident in our capital in New Delhi, kind of
yeah,
rapes. But
those,
I believe that government is doing very great. But sometimes some private people, some private people who are beneficiary of this slum, and they use small kids, to behalf of their benefit. They just want to use those children. So sometimes it's not about government. Sometimes yeah, definitely it's a responsibility of government. Government should government must care of all these things. But yeah, I do agree with you. We have this kind of incident here,
yeah.
and we need to work on that. It's not like I'm not gonna say we don't have any problem. Whatever you are saying that it's wrong or
Most
right.
any country has their problem. And
Exactly. Yeah.
another impression is about Indian people. They use hand to to use to use food without
Yeah.
without using the chopsticks or spoons. They just use hand
And
to feed their mouths. So it's a different style. And a lot
exactly.
of Chinese they don't accept sometimes. They may find it difficult to. Yeah, in China we also use sometimes we use our hand, but it's most of the time we use chopsticks or
Yep.
spoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is become more hygiene. Yes, sometimes. Yeah,
Exactly. So
but
actually,
not. It's maybe because of your religions or your customs. I don't know. So
yeah, it's Sam. Let me tell you, it's not about religion culture. Actually, we have that kind of food culture here. You can't eat with a spoon or fork. If I'll give you Sam, uh, let's have Indian food. You can't with the spoon and using fork. So you have to use your hand. It's mandatory.
the story behind this scene. Why do you use your hand to directly get the food to feed your mouth? Why don't you choose some tools like a fork or spoons?
Okay, so let me tell you a scientific reason. Maybe many guys they relate to with religion or maybe something culture. So first thing is I have told you it's about we have that kind of food. You can't eat with the spoon and fork. You must use your hand.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is the first reason, and second reason is there is a very huge scientific reason behind this. Like, people say here in India, when you use your hand, so you get idea about temperature, what temperature your food has.
Okay, I
So,
got
so
it.
the moment you touch your food, your senses of your nerves just send a signal to your digestive system, your
Okay,
digestive system,
okay.
and your digestive system start from your tongue. It's not
Mm,
like your digestive system only in your stomach. So your
mm,
digestive system in your tongue, in your thought, in your stomach. So when you touch your food, when you get to know that what is temperature of this food, so your digestive system, your tongue get kind of information. Oh, I'm going to eat this food, and this food has this kind of temperature. This but 20-degree temperature, 15-degree temperature. This food is not hot or cold. So you get this kind of information, and that time, the moment you touch, that moment your digestive system be ready. Okay, I'm going to eat something. My Jivan is going to eat something, and I have to keep ready to digest that. Okay, so this is
okay,
your scientific reason behind that.
okay, yeah. My friend, my best friend from Mozambique, he used the hand
Yeah,
feed mouths in their country. When he comes to China, he saw we use chopsticks,
yeah,
and first he thought it will be difficult to use this tool, but after 2 years, he began to use chopsticks frequently and efficiently.
yeah,
And when he went back to his country, he bought some chopsticks for his family members and recommended them to use chopsticks and spoons.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
some guys they choose chopstick as presents uh, for their family members.
Yeah, I do agree with you. It's about all about habit. As I said, we have that kind of food culture. You have to use your hand. But definitely, if you're gonna use a spoon, something like that, so definitely you'll be very habitual after maybe 6 months and after 1 year. Yeah, it's all about habit. Yeah,
Okay,
but
okay.
I don't know. We had we had this kind of culture. Okay, let's move. Next question. So next question coming in my mind, that suppose somebody like me, somebody wanna come your country in China, wanna
Hmm,
pursue a higher degree in IT, maybe another field in Chinese universities.
hmm.
So can you tell me all courses? Is there any course who available in English language, or all courses only in a Chinese language?
Well, for college students, for overseas students, we have English classes,
Yeah.
especially when you choose to top universities in China. We
Mhm.
have English lessons for your majors. It's no problem. Uh, in daily life, you can speak English with your classmates, your friends. It's okay. In classes, you can also speak English because sometimes they use English as a language in class.
Yeah.
They will recommend you to study Chinese for like a living, for say greetings, for words in markets, and also basic living language.
Yeah.
You want to into Chinese universities. In China nowadays, we have Chinese Mandarin test for test about your languages ability of Chinese language. But I
Yeah.
think it is not a compulsory course for you to take.
Yeah.
It recommends you to take this seriously because it is a good opportunity for you to understand Chinese culture. And another thing is about for if you have your salaries, or if you have um, income, you can apply the university directly. If you don't have your tuition fee, you will try to apply Chinese government foundation
Yeah.
funds and university funds or government funds. So, and this time they will access your ability, your scores in the past, and your ability of Chinese Mandarin. So it
Yeah.
will access your materials
Yeah.
carefully. So generally, I think um, if you can speak Chinese or English, this one language, it will be okay to study here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So suppose if I'm fluent in English language, that's okay to pursue my higher education in China. Yeah.
Yeah, for English, definitely it's okay. A lot of universities nowadays, they have English. Uh, they use English as their teaching classes.
Mm-hmm.
So especially in their major classes, they use English. But this is better for you to enter into top universities in China. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay, Sam. Last question from my side. I'm really I first time I heard about this story when I was, I think, 4 or 5 years ago. There was one guy, and he was trying to convince me. He was doing kind of business, network marketing business, and he was trying to convince me to join his business. So he just gave me example of Chinese bamboos.
Mm.
Okay, so I just wanna listen you. What is the story behind Chinese bamboo?
The story of Chinese bamboo is very surprising because
Yeah,
a lot of people they heard about the Chinese bamboo,
yeah,
but it is difficult for them to force their own bamboo
yeah,
if they force Chinese bamboo. Yeah, because
yeah,
this process is very challenging, difficult, or it needs a lot of efforts, a lot
yeah,
of patience, a lot of patience. So you have to keep on this movement, so you will benefit the result. So the
yeah,
story of the Chinese bamboo is like a journey of a human being. If we want to explore the world, if we want to improve ourselves, if we want to change the world, we need kind of spirits, because for every um, uh, positive improvement,
yeah,
need this kind of spirits. We need careful nutrition. We need a lot of hard work and painstaking persistence in this process. If we only to expect the results quickly, it is very difficult to get a whole aspect.
yeah,
Especially in business, I think it is also true. If you want to have a good business plan and good business prospects
yeah,
with your partners, you have to think about it, and you will take your efforts to care your business plan.
yeah,
Maybe it's easier sometimes to get a bunch of money and first pyramid, but then you will broke up. So it needs a lot of efforts and about your patience to reconstruct your plan or work again of your
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I have gone through this history, and it's quite surprising. These Chinese bamboos takes around 4 years when you just use when you use the seed of this Chinese bamboo, when you plant this Chinese bamboo. So it's take a 4 year. After 4 year, you will see first time some kind of small plant there.
Yeah.
After 4 year, and just next within I think I don't have exact idea, maybe 6 months, this tree will grow around 90 feet, more than 90 feet, just within 6 months.
Mm.
So
Yeah, it's amazing because the 4 years is the time they give foundation for their roots development and
exactly.
for their root structure. So they need a lot of nutrition, a lot of efforts to nourishing their roots, just to prepare for future growth. So, for 5 years and 4 years, it is a very long time. Sometimes a lot of people can't wait such long time
Yeah,
to get the result.
yeah,
Especially if you are short of money or if you are short of um, energy, you will find it's really hard to invest a business with 4 years without seeing any progress. So it's
exactly.
really challenging. It is easier to producing a idea of just give up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Sam, one more question. How much do you know about Indian Prime Minister?
What?
How much do you know about Indian Prime Minister, Indian PM?
Ah, okay. I got it. For India Premier, it's Modi. Yeah,
It's, yeah,
I got it from the medias, from
yeah.
uh, the website. I think he's cool because of his white stomach.
White beard.
Yeah, I think he's cool because of his stomachs, and I think he's cool because of his ambition to compete with Chinese. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
this prime minister always encouraged Indian people to compete with China because they think both China and India are big countries. We have almost the same number of populations.
yeah,
So we almost have almost the same amount of areas. Maybe China is much bigger than India from
exactly.
Korea. Yeah.
Exactly. In every area, not only in population, you also in a area. You have bigger land than India.
So
Yeah,
Modi always try its people to study and to work hard to compete China, and so I think this guy is encouraging because of his role as a premier. I
uh,
don't know more about his administration and his his idea uh, of the rule of the country because I don't know about politics. So a lot of time I see him running for primary in public. Even in this COVID-19, Premier Modi is preparing for his election. That crisis,
That's yeah.
very
That,
dangerous.
that that was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult. It's very dangerous to have such a rally and a public gathering for this kind of situation. I think
Any,
it will be
any
better to use public media to internet to call people's idea. So I think sometimes because as a public figure, I don't know more about this kind of.
any
Uh,
any anyway he lost the election. Last election he lost.
mm,
Yeah. Okay. Sam, next question. It's the last question from my side. Anything you wanna share with me? Like you just really very I didn't have asked that question. I really want to say that. Anything, it could be anything, your success, any memory of your life, anything about your country, about your president. It could be anything.
okay. Um, well, I would like to say that life today is really different from previous years, and it seems becomes very challenging for young people, especially for me and for my generations.
Yeah.
I think even we know a lot of, we use a lot of technologies,
Hmm.
but we still face a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
We are losing a lot of rest time. We use a lot of technologies to distract us sometimes.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's the real reason, but I
Mm.
think it's the world is become more competition and
Mm.
more competitive because of the technological improvement. Um, so anyway, I think it's lucky to born this age and have a conversation with you guys from all over the world.
Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate you. Yeah, I really
Yeah,
appreciate you. Thank you so much.
it's my opportunity to study from you, your culture, your education, and different aspects of your life. It is a win-win solution.
Win-win. Yeah, it's my pleasure, sir. It's my pleasure you are here, and especially I would like to say, hi to your wife, your family. Just say them hi from my side. Yeah,
Okay,
your
okay.
family.
Thank
Yeah,
you, thank you.
yeah. Okay. It was very nice conversation, Sam, and maybe in future we will do this kind of conversation. So for now, bye and see you. Take care. Good
Okay,
night.
see you in the future. We more have kind of dialogue in other topics. No problem.
Before let you go, I wanna ask you one question. Uh, do I have any chance to get married with Chinese girl?
Yeah, it's definitely true. You have the chance to marry your love Chinese girl.
But
If you
Sam, I'm not smart like you. You are very fair in color and something like.
no, you can try your best to do yourself. It's if you uh, trying to find your beloved ones, it's no problem. You just do yourself and uh, work hard and just to attract the girls who have a crack on you.
See you, Sam. Really, I really appreciate you. See you. Thanks.
Okay,
Bye
see
bye.
you.
Take care.